Well, hello everyone, good afternoon, bonjour et bienvenue à tout le monde. Welcome. Welcome to this very special day for some very, very special people. Welcome to the investiture of the Order of Manitoba. My name is Dwight McCauley. I'm the Chief of Protocol for the Government of Manitoba. I'm also the Secretary to the Order of Manitoba Advisory Council, and I have the very distinct pleasure, really the honor, to be your Master of Ceremonies at today's event. A couple of housekeeping items to take care of. First, if you haven't already, please take a moment and turn off your cell phones. Now, I know that many of you, perhaps virtually all of you, have cameras because this is a very special occasion. However, please do not run up to the front of the room when your family member, your friend, or your loved one, or your associate, and I'm hoping most of you fall into one of those categories, please don't run up to the front of the room when they're receiving their Order of Manitoba medal. As you can tell, space is tight. The government photographer will be taking several photos of each medal recipient of the presentation, and each recipient will receive a hard copy photo of their medal presentation as quickly as possible. Now, as you can tell, there are several video cameras in the room as well. A video will be made of this event, and each recipient will receive a copy of the video as soon as the final editing is complete. And also, there will be lots of time for photos at the end of today's ceremony. May I ask, is Dr. Kobinger in the room? Sorry. Now, would all of you please rise for the entrance of the official party, the Premier of Manitoba, the Leader of the Official Opposition, and members of the Order of Manitoba Advisory Council. And please remain standing for the entrance of their honours. The Honourable Janice Filmon, Lieutenant Governor of Manitoba, Chancellor of the Order of Manitoba, and His Honour, the Honourable Gary Filmon. And ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the playing of the Vice-Regal Salute. Please be seated. Your Honours, Premier, very special guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the investiture ceremony for the Order of Manitoba. This is a very special event. Today the province will recognize 11 extraordinary individuals. I'm guessing this might be the first time that some of you have actually ever been in this absolutely magnificent room. Just so you know, people in this building refer to this room as room 200, but it is in reality one of the few rooms in this building that has a name. It's called the Manitoba Room, and it's only used for very, very special occasions, like the one we're all in attendance at this afternoon. To start the ceremony this afternoon, it's my pleasure to invite Her Honour, the Lieutenant Governor of Manitoba, the Chancellor of the Order of Manitoba, the Honourable Janice Filmon, to bring greetings. Your Honour.
Thank you, Dwight, Your Honor, Premier, elected officials, friends. Oh my, what a day. I can't hear that music, I don't know about you, without my heart pounding a little bit more and making me stand a whole lot taller. How did you feel? Same way? It's a pretty special day. So friends, Manitobans, voyagers on the path to a better future, welcome to this celebration of 11 of Manitoba's greatest pathfinders. Since 2000, induction into the Order of Manitoba has recognized great contributions toward the social, cultural, and economic well-being of this province and its people. The members of the Order have not just done remarkable things in their own fields of endeavor. They have inspired countless other Manitobans, and they have led the way in developing ideas, institutions, or movements that have changed our province for the better. They have helped Manitoba and Manitobans find their way in an ever-changing world. Each of these women and men has a unique story of accomplishment. Each faced specific challenges: social, physical, technological, financial. Each went through years or decades of trial and error, of personal development, and of plain old hard work to get where they are today. All members of the Order of Manitoba have their own areas of expertise and unique life stories, but there are many common themes to their stories. Many members of the Order of Manitoba have worked to inspire or create opportunities for young people. Others have dedicated themselves to making employment and prosperity available to all Manitobans. Others have taken on the responsibility of leadership, whether elected in their community or within a professional or volunteer organization. And many others have worked to create a province that is healthier in mind, body, and spirit. And I would say that, regardless of the unique achievements of individual members, they all have one big thing in common. Each member of the Order of Manitoba has at some point been faced with a decision. Should I take action on this issue of importance? Should I accept this challenging new job? Should I put in those extra hours every day to hone my talents and build my knowledge? And each of these individuals have responded with a resounding yes, so they have lived the decision to say yes, the consequences of yes. Very powerful word. The Order of Manitoba recognizes people who make a big difference in the province by saying yes to life, yes to community, and yes to responsibility. Saying yes can put you on a challenging road, and it can take you years for your goals even to be visible on the horizon. But these determined individuals were willing to stay on that road every day and keep on going. Members of the Order of Manitoba know that, as Buffy St. Marie sang, "The road is long, there are mountains in our way, but we climb a step every day." I congratulate all of today's new members of the Order of Manitoba. Your achievements don't just make this a better, more prosperous, healthier, more just province. Your example lifts us up where we belong and inspires us to take the road that climbs to a better destination. Thank you. Merci. Miigwech.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd now ask Senior Rabbi Alan Green to come forward and deliver the invocation. Rabbi?
The question is, how does God speak to us today? I would say in much the same way that he or she always has, and that is to say, in quiet whispers. Actually, I think God speaks to all of us, believers and non-believers, religious and non-religious, every day and every moment of every day. It's just that the environment, both inside and out, is much, much noisier than it's ever been before. So the divine speech, the sound of silence, if you will, is more obscure than it has ever been before. And here's what filmmaker Steven Spielberg has to say about it. When we have a dream, he says, it doesn't come at us screaming, "This is what we must be for the rest of our lives." Sometimes a dream almost whispers. And I've always said this to my kids: the hardest thing to listen to, our instincts, our intuition, always whispers. It's very hard to hear. So every day of our lives, we have to be ready to hear what whispers in our ear. And if we can listen to that whisper, if it tickles our hearts, if it's something we think we want to do for the rest of our lives, then that's what we're going to do for the rest of our lives. And humanity will benefit from everything we do. So today, as we prepare to honor those who have given so generously of themselves for the good of Manitobans and for Canadians everywhere, my prayer is that we all might learn to open ourselves to that silence within and learn to listen to the whisper. And let us all say, Amen.
Thank you, Rabbi. Ladies and gentlemen, at every Order of Manitoba ceremony, we observe a moment of silence to remember Orders of Manitoba recipients who have passed away during the past year. This year, we honor and remember two very distinguished members: the Honorable John Harvard, former Lieutenant Governor and Chancellor of the Order of Manitoba, and the Honorable Howard Pauley, former Premier of Manitoba. Ladies and gentlemen, a moment of silence, please. Thank you. We'll now proceed with the investiture. Those to be invested will be called forward. I will read a citation on each person and conclude the introduction by introducing them to the Chancellor. Mr. Paul Albertson. From humble beginnings, Paul Albertson became a trucking magnate, business leader, and a remarkable philanthropist. At 24, he immigrated to Canada from Denmark with $50 in his pocket and found work as a field mechanic in Virden. Living in tool sheds to save money, he bought 2 trucks in the space of 2 years, and in 1956 founded Paul's Hauling Limited, of which he is still the president and CEO. In 2008, Paul's Hauling was recognized as one of the 10 largest transportation firms in the country with more than 2,600 employees. In addition to his business acumen, he is committed to giving back to his community. Through the Paul Albertson Foundation, many organizations have benefited from his altruism, including the Refit Center, St. Paul's High School, the Assiniboine Park Conservancy, the Health Sciences Center, and the St. Boniface Hospital Research Center, which now bears his family name. Your Honor, Mr. Paul Albertson. Ms. Marilyn Bartlett. A Métis woman, community leader, and entrepreneur, Marilyn Bartlett has dedicated over 30 years to leadership in the field of Indigenous employment and training. As Executive Director of the Centre for Aboriginal Human Resource Development and manager of the Niiganan Centre, she strongly believes that access to education and training are essential to equitable participation by Indigenous people in the economy. Working in the community, she helps develop employment-related training for more than 2,000 Indigenous people each year. Many Indigenous business leaders, educators, entrepreneurs, and political leaders have found mentorship, training, and opportunities within the community at the Niiganan Centre. Your Honor, Ms. Marilyn Bartlett. Ms. Maria Dinardi. The daughter of Italian immigrants, Maria Dinardi has contributed to the enrichment and promotion of the Italian culture in Manitoba and was one of the founders of the Sons of Italy organization. She was also instrumental in the creation of the Manitoba chapter of the Italian Chamber of Commerce. Maria has been a pioneer and leader in the ethnic food and wine industry since 1972, setting trends in both the food service and the retail markets. She has been recognized and has received many awards for entrepreneurship. In 1972, she was a founding partner of La Grotta del Formaggio, and in 1983 co-founded Mondo Foods Company Limited, a wholesale food distribution business serving the pizza industry, retail grocery stores, and restaurants across Western Canada. In 1994, she founded La Boutique del Vino, and in 1999, the Piazza Dinardi Complex, a cornerstone retail destination. Maria is also an active supporter of numerous charities in Manitoba. Your Honor, Ms. Maria Dinardi. Dr. Dolly Dhaliwal. Past President and CEO of Cancer Care Manitoba from 2003 to 2013, Dr. Dolly Dhaliwal introduced a number of advancements in the prevention and treatment of cancer. Born in India, he spent his formative years in Britain, graduating as a medical oncologist from England's Birmingham Medical School. Among his many, many accomplishments, Dr. Dhaliwal introduced the Home Oncology Program, the Surgical Oncology Network, the Provincial Oncology Drug Program, the Manitoba Cancer Patient Journey Initiative, the Quality Patient Safety Portfolio, the Patient Navigation Program, and the Colorectal Screening Program, which was a first in Canada. He also increased rural patients' access to cancer care and treatment through enhanced regional cancer centres and was instrumental in the opening of the new Western Manitoba Cancer Centre and the establishment of Manitoba's First Nations, Métis, and Inuit Cancer Control Program. Your Honour, Dr. Dali Dhaliwal. Chief Betsy Kennedy. With the distinction of being the longest-serving female chief in Manitoba, Betsy Kennedy became chief of the War Lake First Nation in 2006, and since that time the community has seen the development of a nursing station, a new store, a garage, a water treatment plant, a youth center, and a community fish facility. As chief, she was instrumental in securing approval for the Kiosk Development Agreement, which ensures the benefits of Kiosk, such as job training and employment, are realized by her community. In 2014, Chief Kennedy addressed the House of Commons Standing Committee on the status of women about how women and children living in the First Nation communities can be better served by the federal government. Your Honor, Chief Betsy Kennedy. Dr. Gary Kobinger. Dr. Gary Kobinger is one of the world's leading researchers in the global fight against Ebola and is the chief of the Special Pathogens Program at the National Microbiology Lab in Winnipeg. As the driving force behind the development of 2 of the 3 disease-fighting proteins that form the experimental Ebola treatment, he's been deployed to Africa several times as part of the mobile lab teams which diagnose and fight Ebola at its origin, helping to reduce the risk of the disease spreading to Canada. These frontline efforts, key to quelling the Ebola outbreak, inspired Time magazine to declare the Ebola fighters as their Person of the Year for 2014. Dr. Kobinger and his Winnipeg-based team have also been featured in reports by National Geographic, 60 Minutes, and the BBC. Your Honor, Dr. Gary Kobinger. Ms. Wanda Coop. Wanda Coop is one of Canada's preeminent contemporary artists and community activists who's made a substantial contribution to Canadian art in her exploration of urbanization and its interaction with the natural world. For more than 4 decades, she has created a prolific body of work, now featured in numerous private collections and several prestigious museums in Canada and indeed around the world. With more than 50 solo exhibitions nationally and internationally, Wanda Coop is recognized as one of Canada's best artists. Active in the West Broadway community, she also founded Art City in 1998. It's a community arts center offering free arts programs for inner city youth. Your Honor, Ms. Wanda Coop. Mr. Reggie Leach. A member of the Barons River First Nation, and despite enduring poverty and playing on borrowed skates for much of his childhood, Reggie Leach went on to become one of the most gifted hockey players of his generation. His speed and outstanding shooting ability earned him the nickname the Riverton Rifle. Reggie Leach retired after 13 seasons in the National Hockey League, including playing a key role in the Philadelphia Flyers' 1974-75 Stanley Cup winning season. In an NHL career that spanned over 900 games, Reggie Leach was named to the NHL All-Star team in 1976 and in 1980, and also played for Team Canada in the 1976 Canada Cup tournament. Sober for more than 30 years, Reggie Leach continues to inspire and speak to young people about his experiences with alcohol addiction. He's also authored a best-selling book chronicling his life. It's called The Riverton Rifle, My Story. Your Honor, Mr. Reggie Leach. Ms. Bernadette Smith. Bernadette Smith, best known for her dedication in pursuing justice for Canada's missing and murdered Indigenous girls and women, is a leader in her community and across Canada. After her sister, Claudette Osborne Tayo, went missing in 2008, Bernadette dedicated herself to seeking answers and justice. She has organized vigils, spoken at public events, and lends her support to families going through this experience, and has helped develop a missing persons and persons at risk toolkit recognized as an essential resource for the loved ones of women who go missing. In 2013, Bernadette Smith spoke to the House of Commons Committee on Violence Against Indigenous Women and has recently produced the 7th annual No Stone Unturned, an all-day concert to raise awareness on the issue of missing and murdered Indigenous women. Your Honor, Ms. Bernadette Smith. Ms. Susan Thompson. Former Winnipeg Mayor Susan Thompson has been inspirational to Manitobans in her role as a community leader, entrepreneur, politician, diplomat, and philanthropic fundraiser. She was the first and only woman mayor of Winnipeg, the first woman consul general at the Canadian Consulate in Minneapolis, and was the founding president and CEO of the University of Winnipeg Foundation. Elected mayor of Winnipeg for 2 terms in 1992 and again in 1995, she saw the city through the largest crisis that Winnipeg had faced in nearly a century, the flood of 1997. As mayor, she championed economic development, relationship building with the Aboriginal community, and the continuing revitalization of Winnipeg's downtown. She also helped bring major sporting events to Winnipeg, including the World Junior Hockey Championship, the Grey Cup, the Pan American Games, and the World Indigenous Games. Your Honor, Ms. Susan Thompson. Mr. Wanbadi Wakita. Wanbadi Wakita is a Dakota spiritual leader who has devoted his life to teaching and healing. He has worked tirelessly to support the healing of individuals, communities, and the relationship between First Nations and non-First Nations people. A residential school survivor and a veteran, now 75 years old, Wanbadi Wakita has spent 30 years working as an elder in federal, provincial, and territorial prisons and currently works with the inmates at Milner Ridge Correctional Centre. He's been a consultant for the RCMP, the Correctional Services of Canada, and the Winnipeg Police Service. As chief of the Sioux Valley Dakota Nation, he developed a culturally unique senior citizens home and established 2 medical boarding homes to house Indigenous clients from northern communities who are visiting Winnipeg for medical care. He is also a strong advocate for the preservation of the Dakota language. Your Honor, Mr. Wanbadi Wakita. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have all of your recipients for the Order of Manitoba for 2016. It's now my pleasure to invite the Premier of Manitoba, the Honourable Brian Pallister, to come forward and bring greetings. Premier?
Your Honours, ladies and gentlemen, perhaps we'd like to show our appreciation to Mr. McCauley and the staff for making this event possible today. They put a great amount of effort into this. It's a tremendous honor for me to be here today to bring some greetings. We know how to produce great people in this province, and today we celebrate 11 of the greatest. Congratulations to all of you. The Order of Manitoba is a very select honor. And I want to tell you that you 11 deserving recipients today are joining a very select group. The total number of people in this province is history who have been inducted into this honor since 1999 and its inception. Including you is just 221 people. 221 people throughout the history of this great province, and that includes each of you. A granite marker was installed in the Legislative Building last night. It lists your names, along with the other very deserving Manitobans with whom you now share this honor. This plaque is located on this floor. It is located near the office of Her Honor, the Lieutenant Governor, in this building. The Chancellor of the Order of Manitoba is Her Honor. I hope all of you today will take a moment to have a look at that plaque. It is an opportunity, I think, to celebrate the tremendous gift we have with the people in this province and the gift we give to one another. This is this province's highest honor. It recognizes individuals who have demonstrated excellence, achievement, benefiting not just themselves, of course, but in an outstanding manner, the social, the cultural, the economic well-being of Manitoba and of its residents. Comme vous le savez, l'Ordre de Manitoba est l'honneur le plus important dans cette province. The Manitobans being recognized today unquestionably exceed that standard. Paul Albrechtsen is a leader in the Canadian transportation industry. His philanthropy has impacted the lives of so many Manitobans. Marilyn Bartlett has made a lasting and positive difference in the area of Indigenous employment and training. Maria Donardi is an accomplished business leader and also a leader within Manitoba's great and vibrant Italian community. Through his work with Cancer Care Manitoba, Dr. Dali Dhaliwal has pioneered advances in the fight against cancer, and his work has saved the lives of many Manitobans. As chief of the War Lake First Nation, Betsy Kennedy's leadership on health, environmental, and economic issues has improved the lives of those living in her community. Dr. Gary Kobinger is one of the world's leading Ebola researchers. His efforts saved lives in Africa and have helped prevent the spread of that terrible disease throughout the world. Wanda Coop has been one of Canada's great artists for many, many years. Through her many exhibits, she's expressed the greatness of Manitoba to the world. She has also enriched the lives of many, many young Manitobans through her free arts programs. The Riverton Rifle is legendary in our household, and Reggie Leach's long NHL career is a source of pride for not just Manitoba hockey fans, Mr. Leach, but for all of us. His success in overcoming many obstacles in his life along the way is an inspiration for each and every Manitoban. Bernadette Smith's advocacy for missing and murdered Indigenous girls and women has made and will continue to make a positive difference on an important issue, and her efforts will help save lives. Through her various leadership roles over more than a quarter century. I could have gone further, but I won't. Susan Thompson has been a trailblazer for all of us and for women in respect of her efforts. And her efforts have helped to shatter the glass ceiling that, in the past, in too many cases, I think, prevented women from realizing their real potential, from achieving their real dreams. And Wambadi Wakita has done so much for Canada as a member of Canada's Armed Forces. We salute you, sir. But also as a Dakota elder working with those who made the wrong choices and helping them to make the right ones in the future. And as a leader in bridging the divide between our communities, because we are all in this together in this Manitoba and in the days to come. Each of you has inspired Manitobans. You have impacted the lives of so many people, so many of your fellow citizens, here and elsewhere in our great country, in a positive way. Your leadership, your contributions, your accomplishments are an inspiration to each and every one of us here today, and to those who could not be with us today as well. Chacune de ces 11 Manitobans ont impacté les vies de beaucoup de leurs concitoyens dans une manière tellement positive. Vos leadership, vos contributions, vos accomplissements nous inspirent tous. We are very, very proud of you. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of our government and on behalf of the people of Manitoba, allow me to convey our appreciation and to say a sincere and a heartfelt, well done. Thank you. Merci. Megwich.
Thank you very much, Premier. Thank you for the kind words. It's almost as though you read the rest of my speech here. I did want to mention an event like this doesn't just happen. There are many people involved in putting all of this together, and I would just like to take a moment and acknowledge some of these people. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge the Order of Manitoba Advisory Council. These are the people that selected all of you, and they gave many hours, many, many hours in work selecting these great Manitobans. Some other people I'd like to recognize, and just please hold your applause because there's quite a list of them. Karen Brick and Karen Masterton. Karen is the lady who was here at the guest book from the Protocol Office. Phyllis Fraser, Lisa Vermette, and Sonia Stubler from the Office of the Lieutenant Governor. Todd Micklash and his staff who look after this building so very, very well. Jean Dorge and his staff who made the grounds look so beautiful for you and entered the building and provided some of the greenery that we have here this afternoon. The Communications Services Division of Government who designed and printed the program that you're holding in your hands right now. The News Media Services, Eileen O'Donnell and her staff, they've done a great job. Rick Yerish, our very talented and capable pianist who entertained you just before the event, and he's also our vocalist in just a few moments. And Tracy Goncalves, our government photographer, and also a special thank you to our two aides de camp who played such an important role this afternoon. Thank you all very much for what you've done. Just a reminder to all of the recipients of the Order of Manitoba, immediately following the ceremony, I'd like all of you to come to the front of the room, where I am, and we'll prepare for the group photo. And we'll do this immediately after today's event. The photo will be with their honors and, of course, with the Premier of Manitoba. Ladies and gentlemen, this now concludes our very special ceremony today. Let me conclude by saying a sincere thank you, merci and megwich. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you would, please stand for the singing of our national anthem. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you.